Onion skin is an effect that allows you to preview the upcoming and the previous frames in your animation. It is used to get a good sense of the path of motion of your character. In a game loop like this one, it doesn't work too well, simply because the character is walking in place. Actually, when we animate a character, we normally do it very differently. We animate his motion on a path, we then move back all the keyframes and have the character walk or jump or do anything in place so that later on we will be able to control him from the game code. I have a sketch layer to give us an example of the onion skin and its use. First of all, to toggle onion skins on and off, you have to click on the light bulb in the timeline Docker. You will see that for each layer that's available in the animation timeline, you will also see the light bulb in the layers Docker. To control the onion skins, you have to go to the onion skins Docker. Remember, if it's not here, you can click on the onion icon in the animation Docker. When we get to it, it might look a little daunting. But fear not, it's very simple to use. At the top, you have the keyframes that will show up relative to the currently selected frame. In blue, you have the active ones. In gray, you have the inactive ones. You can see that I have -1 and 1 active. This means that I will see the previous keyframe in red and the next keyframe in green in my animation, and only that one. If I remove the -1, I won't see the previous keyframes when I'm scrubbing in the timeline. Then, if I add frames to the right, number 2 and 3, I will be able to see up to 3 keyframes that are upcoming in my timeline. I can do the same with the minus, and I will be able to see up to 3 keyframes in red that are before the currently selected frame. The bars at the bottom allow you to modify the opacity of each keyframe individually. You can see, as I'm dragging the bar up and down, the opacity of this red ball is changing. The default parameters will work for most people, but just note that you can customize it and it will get saved and stored for all of your animations. Then you have some extra advanced options. If you click on the little arrow at the bottom of the Docker, there you can change the tinting of the previous and next frames in your animation, and you can change the color if red and green don't work for you. You can also remove the tinting entirely and only get the opacity change instead. But tinting is useful. I recommend about 50%, just so that you can clearly see that it's not the frame you are working on, but it's really the previous or the next keyframe you are looking at. And that's about all there is to onion skins. You can use it to preview your ease-ins, ease-outs, your spacing, and your arcs or your paths of motion.